Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. These are my eBay finds for Friday, September 11th. I was going to try and combine them with Saturday, but I found a lot on Saturday, so I'm just going to do this little haul from Friday, and then I'll come back with another one to show you guys what I got on Saturday. Before I do that, in the previous video, I told you guys the whole story about my son being Prince Charming at work and all that. And I told you guys that I'd tell you why I love Disney so much. So I'm going to try and make this quick. Again, for those of you who want to go straight to the haul, I will let you know in some way, shape, or form, how many minutes to fast forward into it. Anyway, I grew up as a kid. I loved Disney. I went a couple times as a kid. I think once when I was 5, once when I was 16 with our high school. We got to march in the Memorial Day parade because I was in color guard. I did the flags. Holy cow, was I hot. Long sleeve polyester uniform. We had to wear pantyhose and boots and Anyway. When I was with my first husband, he knew that I loved Disney. And we went down once while we were together, but we went with his family who had a timeshare down there, which meant that we had to go in the middle of July. Any of you who've been in Florida in the middle of July know how hot it is. I had a good time to an extent, but I told him when we got back, there is no way on God's green earth I'm ever going back down there in the summer. Ever. So, we had even looked at going down there to get married because we knew, they were just starting, I think back then, this was in the early to mid 90s, to do weddings and stuff. And we looked into it and it was too expensive, but, I always had this dream of, doing something near the castle, but that just wasn't meant to be. So anyway, we had planned on going back down, and unfortunately he got sick. And we had made a pact with each other that in October of 96, when he would have been 30 years old, we said, okay, by that time, all his treatments were going to be over, and we were going to celebrate, and we were going to go to Disney World in the fall when it was cooler. Unfortunately, he only made it to March of that year, and we lost him. And my parents then asked me, they're like, is there anything that we can do for you? And I said, yes. I said, in October, for his birthday, you can go with me because I'm going to Disney. I said, I'm going to need a break because I'm now raising an infant all on my own, with the closest family members being 3 or 4 hours away. And I've already spent like a year or more living in hospitals. So I'm going to need a break and you're going to go with me. And they said, no problem. So when we went down there, I took a little something of my husband's and I left it in the Rose Garden at Disney World. And if any of you guys know, in the Magic Kingdom, like the castle's here, and right off, if you're looking at the castle, right off to the right hand side is the Rose Garden. There's like a little path that goes down into it. It's really pretty down there. And we had always liked it. So I left a little something of his there. Don't tell Disney. Anyway, I kind of had my own little personal memorial service / birthday party for him there. And we ended up having a great time. Came home, and I didn't tell anybody that I had done that, I think, except for my parents. And I don't even remember if I told them. But anyway, fast forward like 4 years later, I'm with my husband now. At the time we were dating, and his mom lived down in Florida. So he said, I think this was also October, 4 years later. He's like, let's go down and visit my mom and go to Disney. He goes, just us. Because at the time my son was like he was 5. He's like, let's go. He goes, we need, to go away by ourselves. I'm like, okay. So we went, and he's like, I promise I'll take you to Disney, a couple days, maybe even more than that, which I was thrilled to death. Because usually when we go down there, I get like one day and that's it. So we went down, and what I did not know at the time, I knew they did weddings. I did not know that they had whole big engagement packages. But apparently, my husband now knew that. He had done his homework, and he ended up proposing to me in the Rose Garden of the Magic Kingdom, the same exact place where I had my little memorial service for my late husband, and he knew absolutely nothing about that, not one thing. So to me, it's kind of like my first husband giving his stamp of approval on the second one, and it's just a very, very special place for me. So that's why it kills me when my kids are like, I don't want to go to Disney. I just want to look at them and go, you're going to go to Disney and you're going to like it. So, moving on. And I also have castles like all over my house. Cinderella castle things like everywhere. Because I love it. I had Cinderella's like theme of my wedding. The whole corny, cheesy thing. But, like I said, I have my reasons for it. Okay. So let me stop with my, stupid story and move on. Let's see. I'm going to show you what I bought at the first sale last, because that was my best deal of the day. And I'll show you what I got at the second sale. Second sale I went to was a little overpriced on certain things, so I ended up just buying a few books. I bought a couple as Christmas gifts, and then I bought these 2 railroad books to sell together. This one is actually going for about, some people on eBay have it for like $25 to $35. So I figured if I put this one in with it, then much more likely to sell. Because this one's not really worth a whole lot on its own. Then I think the third sale I went to was at a place in our town called the Family Success Center. They do a lot of work with families in need, and they have these yard sales kind of inside their facility like once or twice a year. And their prices are really good, and everything goes towards their program. So I always, pay whatever they ask. So the first thing I found was this whole big lot of Hadley pottery. I've showed this to you guys before. I've only bought it once before. I think it was somewhere in last year's videos. Anyway, it's not the most attractive stuff. Definitely not my taste. But there are some people who really like it. Everything of hers is always marked, I don't know if it's a her or he, sorry. It's always marked M.A. Hadley somewhere on it. Obviously it's not on this one because these are a set. But I got the salt and pepper shakers. Oh, I think there's, oh great, I just spilled pepper everywhere. Good job. Anyway, it works. Got the salt and pepper set. Got the Farmer's Wife mug, and it says the end in there. Not sure if that was like the complete end, meaning it's the end run of the whole pattern or what. The salt and pepper, maybe $10 I should be able to make on it. This cow butter dish, maybe $20 to $25. This man fishing pitcher also says the end, maybe $20 to $25. And I think this house bread and butter plate, maybe about $10. Then there's like this little lot of things. The little farmer, this is actually a coaster. This little cow ornament and the donkey napkin ring. I'll probably lot those together and try and get maybe 10 out of that. Anyway, I paid $3 for all the pieces together, which was a really great deal. And the other thing I found there was this. These were high up on a shelf. Picked them up, turned them over, and saw that they said Dansk Holiday Harvest. Looked it up on my phone, and they only charged me $1 for the entire set of 4. These, if you look these up on replacements, which you guys know I always say is like twice, normal price you're going to get for them. But on replacements, they want $44 per salad plate. So I'm probably going to sell these all together and ask, I don't know, like 60 or 70. Let's see what happens. So, not too shabby at the Family Success Center. Last time I went, I didn't do nearly as well. Then the last sale I went to was an estate sale at this huge McMansion. I mean, I'm talking like mega big. 4-car garage, this huge like conservatory solarium gizmo on the back of the house that it was all glass with a fancy roof that led out to the big in-ground pool, and the bedroom I think was like as big as the first floor of my house. It was crazy. And from what I could see, it looked like only 4 people had lived there. That's nuts. I don't understand. And they were on this huge hill, like overlooking everything. Like they were like the overlords of the town. It was crazy. Found some light bulbs there for my husband, which he was happy about, because I got, I think, 10 floodlights for $1 a piece, and some of them were the new fluorescent ones that are really expensive. He says they're like $20 a bulb, so he was happy about that. And then the only other thing I managed to get there was some Bibles. Oh, I did buy some perfume for $3, which I could have sold for around 30 to 40, but it smells really good. It smells like vanilla, so I'm keeping that. That's a little birthday gift to myself since it's my birthday month. So anyway, got this. Most of these I think are Zondervan, yeah, which is a very good name in Bibles. This is a compact reference Bible. These were all $3 a piece. I don't know why, but the lady kept like writing in the front of it, presented to her by herself. That's strange. Anyway, other than that, they're in really good shape. This is a leather-like cover. Leather look. Yeah. Maybe 10 on that. Another one. I'm not sure if this covers leather or not. I don't think so. Maybe 10 on that. This one is a Life Application Study Bible. Maybe 10 to 20 on that. And then this was the best find there. This was down in the basement on one of the bookshelves. These I found in the library. And this I found hiding on a bookshelf. This is a Franklin Holy Bible King James Version KJ21 electronic handheld first edition. Like it says, it is electronic. It does function. It's hard to see. Anyway, the batteries were leaking a little bit, but I cleaned the battery compartment out and it looks great now. I put new batteries in, works just fine. The instructions are under here, underneath this plastic insert. I'm not going to take them out right now, but these, if you have the instructions and everything, are going for around 90 to 100 bucks. So to sell it quick, I might put it up for 80, 85 with free shipping and see what happens. But cha-ching. Oh, speaking of cha-chings, you guys, okay, who else out there is having problems now that they updated the stupid eBay app? I cannot get my phone to tell me anything. It doesn't make a noise when I get a message, when something sells, when something is ending that I'm watching, when I get a bid. Nothing. It's like radio silence. I don't even get like not just sounds. I don't receive anything. Like I look at my phone and I have to actually go into eBay to see if there's anything going on. It's so frustrating. So I just deleted the whole updated app and uploaded the old app, and now I got my fingers crossed waiting to see if that's going to work. So let me know if you guys are having problems. I have an Android Samsung S5 or S4. S4, I think. Oh, but I know a lot of other people are having problems, so I can't figure it out. Hoping the old app will do the trick. Alright, last thing I have to show you guys. This is my best item that I found at the first sale. It's in a big box. Okay. I was going around the sale. There was nothing good. I thought that it was a bust until I went around a second time and I noticed that sitting on a folding chair was this box. And there was a piece of cardboard in it that said chocolate making kit new. I'm like, okay. So I look in the box and there is this. Well, first I saw the chocolate molds. I'm like, okay, well that's not worth too much. Then I saw this contraption underneath, which has this little electronic panel right here. Sorry, I have it sideways. And then it has the instructions and looks like it's never been taken out of the box. So I looked up this name, and as it says, it's a chocolate tempering system. And you know, my late husband was a chef, and even though he hated baking and anything that had to do with, you know, making candy or anything, he did have to learn about that stuff, and I love that stuff. So I know that when you make chocolate, you need to temper it. You need to bring it to a certain temperature in order for it to stay glossy and not crack and break and, you know, be too fragile and all that jazz. So I looked this up on my phone, and there was no price on it. I looked it up on my phone. I'm like, holy cow, okay. So when I was done looking it up on my phone, I realized that the wife had gone into the house. She had taken people in the house to look at furniture. So standing there was the husband and the wife's friend. So I look at the husband and I point to the box and I go, how much for the chocolate making kit? And he looks at me and he shrugs his shoulders. He's like, I don't know, give me like $5. Well, done. So I take $5 out. I hand it to the friend who's the one taking the money. And you could see she looked a little bit nervous. And she's like, well, was there like a price on there anywhere? And I said, no. I said, it just said chocolate making kit. And I said, and he told me $5. My husband's like, yep, that's what I told her, $5. So the friend of the wife is like, okay. So I give her the $5 and throw it in the trunk of my car and take off to the next sale. I don't know if that's what they really wanted to sell it for, or if the wife was gonna kill him later on. But this brand new in the box is worth about $250 to $300. So, yay, cha-ching! You know, the sound my phone used to make. Hopefully it will come back. Oh, somebody buy something so I can figure out if it makes that noise on my phone again. But anyway, that is it for September 11th, which is also my niece's 19th birthday. I know it's also, you know, day we'll never forget, but I like to also just, you know, celebrate her, because I think it sucks that she has to have her birthday on that day. Really does. So that's it, guys. I will be back to show you my haul from the 12th, which initially started not so great and turned out to be pretty good. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.